Hi everyone, Matt from Quince here. Just a brief video on how to make your mulled wine from your December seasonal cocktail box. It's a pretty straightforward and simple recipe, but the result is really nice. It's a nice blend of the cherry from the grenadine, some tartness and brightness from the lemon and from the orange marmalade, and then a little bit of kind of earthy sweetness from the honey. So it's obviously a great drink for this time of year. It's cold here up in Wisconsin, and mulled wine is the perfect drink for a holiday party or for just a cozy night at home. So the first step is to pick your red wine. Like it says in your recipe, you don't really need an expensive bottle of wine. You don't need to spend $20 on a bottle of wine. Because you're going to cook the wine, a lot of the subtlety, which is what marks a more expensive wine, is going to be cooked out. So I just have a pretty basic here. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon, which is a nice varietal to use for mulled wine. It's got a big body. It's nice and robust. It's not going to be lost once you boil it with the spices and the other ingredients. So this is what I picked here. This is Red Tree. It's just one that I picked up. It was a $5 bottle of wine, and it's totally great. You don't want to get something that's really cheap. Or especially don't want to use cooking wine, but just kind of a basic table wine is the way to go. So set that here. The first step in your recipe is to cut up your lemon. Pretty straightforward here. I'm going to just take the ends off and throw those away. You don't need to do that, but that ends up in somebody's cup at the end. It's not the most beautiful, but they're fine in there if you want to put them in. So basically, you're just going to cut this up into wheels. So, got about 8 or 9 here. Set these aside. And the next step is to basically start measuring out all your ingredients. We have 3 ingredients that we need to measure out: our grenadine, our marmalade, and honey from Wisconsin Natural Acres. The first step is to open up your bottle of grenadine. This is a tart cherry grenadine. We make this with all Door County tart cherries. So it's got that nice tart cherry flavor to it, which is a nice complement to this recipe. So I have a half cup measure here. It's a little bit less than half the bottle. So add that here. I have a medium soft can here. So you've got the grenadine added. Next, we're going to add our marmalade. And this is a 3rd cup of marmalade. Marmalade is going to, along with the lemon, like I say, bring out some of that brightness. But also, because we have there's a fair amount of orange rind in our marmalade. There's actually a little bit of ginger as well, which will complement the mulled wine spices. But the orange in here really kind of plays well with the cherry flavor from the grenadine, and will give it a nice kind of unique flavor to your mulled wine. So, 3rd cup of marmalade. And lastly, our honey. This is honey from Chilton, Wisconsin, which is northeast of us here in Madison, and from Wisconsin Natural Acres. It's really excellent honey. So we're going with a 1/4 cup of honey here. And it's most of your jar. You can kind of scrape out the inside of your jar. It may not fill up your 1/4 cup all the way, depending on some measuring cups vary in size slightly, but that jar is about the right amount. So got that added in here, and just take a wooden spoon here, and I'm going to stir all of these together. It can be a little easier if you put your heat on. Just put it on low. and that will help to help the different ingredients to blend together here. So okay, well that is heating up gently. I'm going to open up our red wine. Our next step is to add the wine, the lemon, and the mulling spices. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add this whole bottle of wine. This is a 750 milliliter bottle of wine, which is a standard size of wine. There are liter bottles that you see at the grocery store, so you want to get a 750 milliliter. If you get a liter, you'd have to increase the amount of the other ingredients. But we're basically going to add the whole bottle of wine here. So okay. So that is added. And we're going to take our lemon wheels and just going to set them in here. And then the last step is to add our mulling spices. This is a blend of mulling spices that we made ourselves. It's a little different than your traditional mulling spice. What it has in there is whole allspice, whole cloves, which is traditional, cinnamon stick, which is also traditional, but we add some black peppercorns and some candied ginger as well. So both the pepper and the ginger give it a little bit of a spiciness. It kind of puts just a touch of heat to this mulled wine, which is really nice. And then, like I say, there's ginger in the orange marmalade as well, which complements the ginger in your mulled wine, mulled spice bag. So add that in here. We've got all of our ingredients in now, and so now I'm going to turn this up. We say bring it up over medium-high heat. You can do it on high if you're in a hurry and your guests are knocking at your door, but at a slightly lower temperature allows things to kind of come up a little slower, allows the flavors to come together a little bit more nicely. And so basically we're just going to wait at this point for the wine to come up to a simmer, and then, like it says in your recipe, you'll simmer for 15 minutes, and once it's all ready to go, you can pull out the mulled spices bag, kind of press it a little bit against the side of the pot with your spoon to kind of extract out those last spice notes. And then basically you'll just get out a ladle at the very end and serve up your wine to your guests. I like to get a little lemon wheel into each cup. It's kind of just a nice garnish for people when they're sipping their mulled wine. And yeah, you'll get some, make sure you're stirring your mulled wine when you're pouring it into people's mugs, because there's some orange rind, some lemon rind from the marmalade that is nice, gives a little bit of texture to your wine, which is a nice add to the whole experience. So that's your recipe for mulled wine. We're just 15 minutes away here, and you're ready for a holiday party. Thanks for ordering the holiday box this season, and we'll see you all again in March.